Welcome to the TeenLife Live Summer Opportunities Virtual Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at teenlife.com. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from Luv Michael. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Mark from Luv Michael. I'm going to walk you through our program very quickly. So Luv Michael is a nonprofit organization that focuses on autism, but particularly autistic adults. And we have a bakery in New York City, and we employ this community. So I'll very quickly move through. If you're not familiar with the current situation, today 1 in 50 kids are being identified with autism spectrum disorder. It's something that's affecting many families. And let me just make sure that you can see all that. So in the next 10 years, 500,000 autistic adults are going to age out of the school system. And the reason that's an important thing to talk about is because at age 22, this community really loses all of their support from state-funded education programs. So that's right, around when someone's looking for a job, and today 90% of this community are either underemployed or unemployed. And I think for all of us to get our first job is a big deal. For this community, without any support, it can be really tough. And there's lots of issues around isolation and depression and loneliness that really can have an impact here. And today we're seeing a 400% higher suicide rate in adults, in autistic adults. So with our founder was interviewed not too long ago, Dr. Lisa Liberatore, and she said, we're facing a humanitarian crisis here. How can we come together and support one another? And for us, one of our major objectives is meaningful work and providing meaningful work for the community, for the autistic community. It helps to provide a life of purpose and dignity. Certainly not the only way, but a great way to do that. So very quickly, Luv Michael is the name of the organization, but that's Michael. He inspired all this. He's a 23-year-old young man. He'd be classified as having profound autism. So certainly he has some struggles, but also has amazing gifts. He's pictured with his mom, our founder, Dr. Lisa Liberatore, and his dad, Dr. Dimitri Caceres, and his older brother, Alexander. And Mike loves to cook. That's one of the things that he's really great at. And in his early teen years, he was showing this great love of cooking. However, there was really no programs as his mom was looking for ways for Michael to maybe pursue this as a career path. No programs out there to take Michael, and she happened to know a chef, and the chefs come and give cooking in their kitchen, and our whole organization really kind of happened by accident. They worked on some recipes, and we actually make this amazing granola, and that's really turned out to be a great platform to teach someone, an autistic person, how to, all the things about the culinary world you could actually teach through granola. It's a great platform for that. It's also incredibly safe. There's no knives in the process, so you can really, it's a wonderful platform for us. Super healthy product, and Dr. Lisa thought this is a great way maybe to employ other folks, other families that were in this same situation. Maybe we could put a team together, and that's what we did. And we formed this company, and we formed a nonprofit, and we started to grow. And a couple things about us: we pay all of our granologists at least $15 an hour. They're all learning to take and pass the state food handler's license exam. And it's grown. We now have our own space in New York City. That's the kitchen, and it's sold in 60 different stores. It kind of sounds like, hey, this is the Cinderella story. However, it was a big problem for us, and we actually started to think about how much bigger our mission was than just selling granola. And as we were doing that, March of 2020 showed up, and the pandemic really crushed us. And so we really had to think how we would adapt in the world in the pandemic, and that's where this volunteer opportunity showed up, and how we could find ways for our volunteers who used to come and help out in the bakery to really make a huge impact with us actually doing something online. And that's the program we're going to quickly share with you now. as we're preparing our team for the world of work, our volunteers are out there preparing the world to be more accepting of them. So we've created an advocacy team, and that's what we hope that you guys would consider being a part of. It's done 100% virtually. It's one part where you learn about autism. It's another part where you advocate for autism acceptance. And then there's another piece of this where you're actually creating the meaningful work for our chronologists to do. So we have a cool way to educate you. We've got some amazing partners on TikTok who have created some incredible content for us. We use some of the organization ASON's allyship modules to share with you guys, and it's all based on a study at the University of Texas at Dallas that says with 25 minutes of training, you can truly reduce people's autism biases. We then ask you guys, as you get your education, to go out and have 30 conversations with people you know, educate them, and give them the opportunity to support us. They don't have to donate any money, but if they do, it's really helpful for us. As a volunteer, you'll have your own campaign page. We'll give you some education on how to have one of these conversations. And then if somebody decides to, support us, our team actually will make that person a very special thank you and send that directly to them. That kind of keeps us working. And it's really been awesome because people are getting these amazing thank you gifts from our team, and it's really connecting all the dots. Our goal here is to hire 50 chronologists in 2021. And as I kind of wrap up here, I'll just say that it's all done digitally. I'm going to share a link with you into the chat, and I'll leave you guys with, you get a certificate from this once you complete the program. The hours are all recognized by the White House. And I'll leave you with this thought that 30 conversations can change the world. And when you love someone with autism, that's what you're really concerned with, is how will the world perceive this person that you love. They're not always kind. And through our program, we think that you can educate the world. And if you join us, which we're really hoping you will, we've had 7,000 volunteers come through and reach over 200,000 people. And we sure hope that you'll consider us as an opportunity to earn community service hours with Luv Michael this summer. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Summer at Brandon Hall School.
So hello and welcome. Really happy to be here with all of you tonight. My name is Dean Fausto, and actually Dean is my first name, not my title. I'm the head of school and the president of Brandon Hall, and we are a grade 6 through 12 international boarding and day school in Atlanta, about 20 minutes out of the city. We're in a beautiful green setting, 24 acres on the river. Much of our land's a wildlife preserve, so it's just a great outdoor environment, especially a wonderful place to spend the summer. So we have 3 dorms in the summertime that are open, about 100 beds, and we run many programs, including arts programs, sports programs, ESL programs. But the one in particular that I'm going to speak to tonight is one that I founded back in 2017. And it's the Center for Global Youth Leadership and Social Entrepreneurial Studies. So in this program, really, where the starting point for me is a deeply held belief that teenagers have the power to bring really bold ideas to solve any challenge that's out there in the world. This program asks a lot of every participant. In particular, we want you to come with a project that you want to take to fruition in a 3-week period of time. So we provide an incubator for you. We have day students in the summer, but we also have boarding students. And you would be part of a cohort, 3 weeks in June or 3 weeks in July. And once you join, basically part of what we work with are the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So as you see here, there's a lot of variety here. There's a lot of possibility, and we ask you really to either focus on one of these big areas that you want to address with either an innovation, an invention, an idea, or if you'd rather go the entrepreneurial route, we've definitely had students who come in and want to either open a business or on the social entrepreneurial side, a nonprofit. We welcome students again, really from all over. The main thing that I'm looking for in this program, though, is that you come with some passion that you really want to develop an idea around. And around the first week of the program, that's when a lot of the focus is on kind of shaping your idea. So we bring in a lot of outside speakers that are going to help you with public speaking, pitch, logo, marketing, networking, introduce you to a lot of folks in the Atlanta community, both nonprofit and corporate world, who will come in and give these workshops and talks. And then in week 2 of the program is when you will be asked to really refine and develop a pitch. So you will, somewhat similar to those of you who are familiar with the Shark Tank model, we have a panel of about 4 or 5 individuals from throughout Atlanta, some from our own school, and then some other fellow student entrepreneurs who've gone on to be very successful in their teenage years, who will hear your pitch and give you feedback. You're not necessarily selling anything at this point other than an idea and wanting to get some really productive and constructive ways to continue to shape it and refine it. So that happens at the end of week 2 of 3. The final week, week 3, is really the continued refinement of your either product, your nonprofit, whatever it is you're going to launch. And it culminates with a mock conference called the Global Youth Leadership and Action Conference, where you will be on stage and presenting. Typically, we give you the ability to have about 20 slides, but only about 4 minutes to talk. It's a little bit similar to tonight. We get 6 minutes and however many slides we want, but those are the parameters. So it does move along pretty quickly. We really want you to get your idea out there, but at that point, it's no longer a pitch. At that point, it's ready to launch. So this all happens in a very compressed 3-week period. We're there the whole time. I actually not only design the program, but also teach in the program. Seen some amazing ideas from kids over the years. And if you have that kind of burning desire or passion that you want to pursue, an idea that you want to test, this is a great program to do that, a real safe environment, an affirming environment. While you're doing all of the production and preparation for your product, we're also, this is where the leadership component kicks in. So there's about 28 different leadership tools and ideas and philosophies that we also expose you to and let you practice so that you leave the program not only with a certificate of completion, not only with a product that's ready for market, but also with a toolbox full of leadership and philosophies that hopefully you can use in your life. So again, the Center for Global Youth Leadership and Social Entrepreneurial Studies is housed at Brandon Hall. I am the president of the school, boarding and day, and would love to get your application, get your interest, and talk to you more and explore what maybe your own passion project might be. So thank you very much and look forward to your questions.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Parachute Bridge.
All right, hello. And thank you, Dean and Mark, so much. Those look like awesome experiences. Excited to be here with all you. I'm going to get my timer going. I have been known to talk longer than the allotted time. Let's see here. I'm going to present. Just want to make sure if everyone can see my screen. Am I click share here? All right, so hi folks. My name is Rutledge Long, and I'm the founder and executive director of Parachute Bridge. We're a not-for-profit really focused on helping college students and college-bound high school students make the most of their college experience so that it can land them where they would like to be after college. What we do, we work with young people, helping them design their goals and really examine their strengths, their values, and their skills. A lot of school is And trust me, I was a high school teacher and a student, so I know from both sides. School can be exhausting and overwhelming. And it can feel a lot of times like, what's the point of all of this? And you can take classes and give up sleep and do lots of things that in the end, it's like, wait, do I even need to know any of this stuff like at all? And Parachute Bridge is an effort to really recapture what matters in the academic experience as it relates especially to people finding sort of a theme of of tonight's talk, meaningful work, and things that make them feel passionate and fulfilled. So we're offering real remote experiences, internships for students. A few of the things that students can participate in: a venture capital remote work experience through H2 Ventures. If you want to learn what it's like to work at a startup, like at a Y Combinator startup, we have a remote experience that does that. JP Morgan, get your feet wet in investment banking, doing mergers and acquisitions. Through Accenture, you can learn what it means to be an innovator, right on the edges of marketing and digital experiences. We also have a technology consulting virtual internship, and all of this is available to high schoolers. And it matters because most students are making work choices and deciding college majors and what their first job will be based on very little life experience. And so we've partnered with a group called The Forage to offer these experiences that are really just 5 to 6 hour glimpses into the work life in settings like Deloitte and KPMG and Y Combinator and all that. As you guys may know, right, there's a lot of disengaged learners out there, right? As many as 20 to 40% of college students are fully disengaged. What a lot of people are talking about today is that 51% of all college graduates are unemployed or underemployed. Career services is not doing their job. About 80%, almost 80% of college students say they rarely, if ever, use their career services center. And there's a disconnect regarding preparedness. Vice provosts of universities say students are very prepared, and Fortune 500 hiring managers are not really agreeing with that statement. So we're trying to make more work-ready students. Some people said some nice things about us in online magazines. We serve a very diverse audience. This particular offering is going to be for ages 16 to 19. So I'm sorry if you're younger than that. Unfortunately, it is, for a slightly older audience. We serve up to rising sophomores in college, and as early as rising juniors in high school. Our experience, you're going to see a lot of me and my partner Christina. She's worked at PayPal and HubSpot, a couple of companies you might have heard of or used before. And she's also worked at Outco, developing software engineers. Our modules, right? Job searching with purpose, choosing your major. We have a tech panel with employees from Tesla and Apple coming. You're going to learn about LinkedIn and networking, upskilling and credentials. All sorts of great stuff to really help you, not that you have to have it all figured out by any means, but that at least you'll know what's expected of you, so that you're a little bit ahead of the curve so you can breathe a lot easier. That's the idea. Parrish said, I'm not saying Parachute Bridge had something to do with me finding my dream internship. I'm saying Parachute Bridge had everything to do with it. So that was nice of him to say. We didn't pay him too much to say that. And the cost per student, if you hurry now, you can get in for only $850, and it's $1,100 after the cutoff there. It's a quick hitter experience. We know not everyone wants to spend their summer online. It's a day that will fly by, and it's an experience I think that everyone will really enjoy. So hop on our website, parachutebridge.org, get at me on social media @parachutebridge, or email me, rutledge@parachutebridge.org. And I really appreciate the opportunity to meet you guys. So there goes my alarm, and I think I managed to stick within time.
Thank you. Next, you'll be hearing from Carpe Diem Education Summer Programs.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen and then we'll get going here. So my name is Ann Kenning. I'm the Executive Director of Enrollment and Operations at Carpe Diem Education. We're based in Portland, Oregon. So Carpe Diem offers summer, semester, and year-long programs for students between the ages of 17 and 22. You do not need to have graduated from high school to come on our program. So as long as you're fit within that age range, you're more than welcome. During the year, we offer our programs in 9 different locations around the world. And all of our programs are 100% experiential. And what that really means is just hands-on. We focus on community engagement, intercultural exchange, and personal growth and reflection across all of our programs as well. Each of our groups has up to 12 students, and there's always 2 overseas educators who serve as leaders and guides and mentors throughout the experience per group. I think it's important to mention that these programs are in person, and we have been running in-person programs all year. All of our students, staff, community partners, and hosts have stayed healthy and COVID-free. So we're feeling really confident in our COVID protocols and practices, and we really look forward to working with students again this summer. This summer, we are offering 3 different month-long summer programs. So each program is 4 weeks. And those programs are offered in Ecuador, Costa Rica, and the island of Maui in Hawaii. We are accredited by the Gap Year Association, and we're also a certified B Corporation. So this page provides an overview of our summer programs and the themes. As you can see, our programs in Latin America, which are Costa Rica and Ecuador, have a specific focus on Spanish language and immersion. So these are a great option for students who might be interested in working on their language skills. There's no language prerequisite for either of these programs, so it's totally fine if you're coming in as a beginner. This photo on the right here is from our Hawaii program this past spring that just ended. These are just a few of my favorite photos from recent programs in these regions. Just thought it'd be fun to throw them in there. And so the Costa Rica program is a great option for students who really want to study Spanish, explore the rainforest, participate in outdoor adventure activities like rafting, hiking, swimming, and much more. This photo on the left is from our spring 2021 Costa Rica program when the group was on a day hike as well. Our Ecuador program, I think, is a great option for students who are particularly interested in learning more about organic farming and food systems. You'll have an opportunity to work on a family-owned banana farm, and that's what this photo is from. You'll have an opportunity to study Spanish, and Ecuador is also one of the most culturally and environmentally diverse countries in Latin America. So it's a really interesting and exciting place to travel. And then our third program here, our Hawaii program, is based on Maui. I think this is a great fit for students who are maybe a little bit more hesitant to travel internationally right now, which is totally understandable, and are still looking for an off the beaten path experience that's full of outdoor adventure activities, really intentional cultural exploration, and hands-on environmental conservation projects. So during these presentations, I think it's really important to talk about what Carpe Diem programs are and what Carpe Diem programs are not, just so you know what you're getting into. Carpe Diem programs are not designed to be easy. This isn't a teen tour or just like a fun summer camp. This is definitely not a vacation, and it's not an opportunity to go hang out on the beach away from your family. And our programs are not therapeutic. Our programs are really intentionally designed by our program directors to challenge your comfort zones, help you learn more about yourself and what you want to do next, and also the world around you. This is a great opportunity to learn travel skills, and our goal at the end of the program is that you're able to travel independently in a really responsible and savvy way. Our programs are rugged and off the beaten path. They focus on cultural immersion and going deeper than just the surface level or what you might experience if you were on like a trip with your family. And our programs are very structured, so you'll be in program activities every day, all day. And the programs are really fast-paced and super fun, which I think is especially important for the summer. So there's lots of summer programs out there, as you're finding out tonight. So I think it's important to talk about why Carpe Diem is different. We are deeply committed to access and equity, and we do have scholarships and payment plans available for all of our programs. We also give over $160,000 per year to our nonprofit partner, Carpe Mundi. Our programs also offer students to earn optional college credit. So our 4-week summer programs allow you to earn up to 4 college credits through Portland State University. That's totally optional. You have the same experience on the program if you take the college credits or not. And also our programs are all in person. There's no classroom time and there's definitely no time spent on Zoom. So it's a nice break from our reality of the past year. We are experts in the field. We've been running our programs for well over 10 years, and we're one of the first organizations to be accredited by the Gap Year Association. All of our leaders are wilderness first responders, which is a 10-day medical training, and have significant experience working with young adults, both in the US and abroad. Additionally, we have an on-call medical doctor and a mental health professional available if the need does arise during the program. So the program tuition ranges between $5,950 to $6,800, depending on the location. And the tuition includes everything you'll need during the program. Additional costs to be aware of include airfare and any spending money that you might want while you're traveling. And then lastly here, we are currently accepting applications for our summer 2021 and fall 2021 programs. The application's all online. And feel free to reach out to me directly and follow us over on social media if you have any questions. I'll also drop our information into the chat. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Delaware pre-college programs.
All right, well, good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Tim Danos. I'm the Assistant Director of Pre-College Programs at the University of Delaware. I've been at the university now for 8 years and been in education for 11. And one of the things that really brought me into education was having experiences over the summertime to bring people together and that help you get ready for college. So I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing my screen here and tell you a little bit more about one program that I want to highlight that's called the EDGE Summer College Program. All right, so the EDGE Summer College Program has been around at the university now for about 30 years. It's a program that's designed for students that are doing really well in high school right now, that are inquisitive, that are smart, that are really curious about learning, and are also looking to get prepared for college. So if this sounds like you, this sounds like it could be a really great opportunity. So you're going to be joining students from all over the world to be a part of this program who are just like you, like I said, who are rising juniors, seniors, and also we take students who are graduating right now and getting ready to have a head start before they start college this fall. The other part too is that you're not just going to get to meet myself and my great colleague Nakia Mack, who's the director of the program, but you're going to get to meet other students who are at UD who will also help with the mentoring process and helping you not just academically, but also helping you as you're thinking about college and you have a lot of questions of how do you be successful in college. So the first thing I just wanted to note is, are we going to be virtual? Are we going to be in person? To answer that question, we are going to be virtual this summer. And we're hoping to be in person for 2022. But we were virtual last summer, and we were wondering, how is this going to work? And we actually ended up having a very successful program, and we had students from all over the world join us, and we were really excited about that. So 92% of the students said that they had an excellent or very good experience in the program, which was virtual. 100% would recommend it to a friend. 86 plan to apply, or they did apply to the University of Delaware this year. And students also noted on our surveys that they liked having that flexibility of being able to take the courses when it worked for their schedule and still be able to do part-time jobs, or still be able to take their laptop with them on a family vacation and do their coursework and take care of everything else and still be able to enjoy time with their family and friends. Our price is a little lower than it typically is as well. It's $3,680, which covers the cost of tuition and credits. And the other part too is that the students really made a lot of great friendships. They made, Snapchat groups, they did group meets, and when they could get in person, if it was safe for them to do so, they did hang out. So I know that our students are still keeping in touch with each other and still got a great experience this summer. So this summer you could be able to take college credits and be able to earn up to 9 credits just this summer by taking up to 3 classes. Our class sizes are small. We cap them at 25 students a piece. And that makes it really engaging for you to be able to get to know each other and get to know, world-renowned faculty member. So we offer a variety of courses ranging from biology to short story for creative learners, entrepreneurship, engineers. We have a class for students that might want to become teachers or counselors, a class on world religions, and then myself and Miss Mack, who's pictured here, teach a Edge seminar class that helps you as you're starting to get prepared for college and starting to think about the application process and how do you prepare a strong essay when you're applying to college and things like that. So that's everything that you would get out of the academic experience this summer. Our classes are held anywhere between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you would be able to pick the courses that you would like to take, and then you could arrange your schedule as you see fit. We also have mentors that you do check-ins with your mentors, and they just kind of see how you're doing, where do you need support, things like that. And we also have activities during the evenings and the weekends. If you want, I'll leave this for 10, maybe 15 seconds, and this is our course schedule. So if you want to take a screenshot of this and just get an idea of when might this fit within your schedule that you have for right now, you can go ahead and do that. So we have courses that start early in the morning and courses that start early, in the later afternoon, and some that you should go until about 5 o'clock or so. So it just kind of depends on what works for you and your schedule. We also did a lot of fun activities on Zoom last year. We did yoga classes, we did game nights, talent shows, trivia, Zumba, and many more that are actually created by our current UD students. And we are constantly thinking about what can we do that's fun and engaging, even if we're still on Zoom. And I know we had a great time with that last year. So if you're looking to apply, here's what we would need from you. So you need to be a rising junior, senior, or graduating senior. Need to have at least a 3.0 GPA, and we want to make sure that you're committed to being a scholar, that you have good judgment and maturity, and that you can also succeed in a structured environment, especially if you're going to be on Zoom, which I'm sure most of you have figured out how to do this year. So by June 4th, make sure you apply. We have an online application. Make sure you put your transcript in, a recommendation form from a teacher, counselor, or mentor, and then we have an application fee that you pay. And then once you do that, you typically find out within about 1 week or so. And then our program dates are available on our website. So I'm going to put in the chat if you have any questions, our email address. But I think that this is going to be a great experience for you. Even if it is virtual, we still make it fun and we still make it engaging and something that you're going to remember for a very long time. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Lastly, you'll be hearing from Leangap.
Hey there. Thank you very much for being here and for allowing me just a little bit of your time to hearing what we all have to talk about. I am Sadok Cervantes. I'm the managing director of Leangap, an entrepreneurship summer program for high school students. Let me start by telling you a little story. So I was attending one of these college coaching webinars that a lot of companies are doing, and there was one particular slide, which was this one, that really caught my eye. The purpose of the webinar was to how to stand out, how to apply, how to write your essay, and this particular slide says what are top universities looking for. They are looking for someone who has demonstrated leadership and engagement, a combination of impact, intelligence, creativity, and initiative. And I waited for a while to, in the webinar, to see if they told the audience how to do that. Sure, I know that they are looking for that, but how do they do that? And they didn't. Like the whole webinar went by without this information. So how can a teenager, how can a high school student stand out? AP classes are, maybe some of them are closed because of the pandemic. A lot of people are taking AP classes. A lot of people have a high GPA. So what can you do to really stand out? Well, the answer is like extracurriculars or starting something, launching a movement, an organization, a foundation, a company, something that makes you stand out. Because in the reality is that leadership is forged in real life, not in the classroom. And this is very important because you might see, programs that offer simulations or offer mock events or something similar. And while that will give you some value and some experience, of course, it's not real life, right? And that's what universities, companies value. Everyone values real impact. So at Leangap, that's what we do. We teach high school students how to launch a successful startup while in high school. Why launch a startup? Well, easy, because launching a business into the real world is one of the most difficult, one of the most impactful things that any person can do, not just a high school student, just anyone. So by launching a business, sure, you'll go through the same struggles, frustrations, but you'll also reap the same benefits. Um, we don't rely on simulations. You will experience entrepreneurship firsthand, not on PowerPoint slides. And this is, again, very important because we are the only program in the entire United States and the world, I believe, that really pushes the student to have real world impact. And you can see it here. Last summer, online summer because of the pandemic, the students that we had generated over $21,000 in revenue in just the couple of weeks that they launched. They generated over 1,000 registered customers and reached a total audience of 1 million people. This kind of impact, it does not go unnoticed by scholarships that you apply, organizations, universities, whatever you want to call it. Um, and we see it in the numbers. 82% of our alumni intern at major tech companies, when they are in college and so on, and 65% get admitted to top rated colleges. And like Harvard, Yale, Penn, etc. Last year we were online because of the pandemic. Usually it's in person, but we had to do it online. This year is going to be online as well. And trust me when I say that the results are equally impactful, if not more, because it's very, very impressive to launch a real company that has real results, that is solving a real problem for real people remotely with your teammates all over the world, because we have students from Japan, from China, from Vietnam, from Africa, from the United States, from Latin America, from Canada, all around the world. This is one of our students, Lindsay, and I really liked her testimonial because she says, I was concerned about attending a virtual summer program, but my experience at Leangap was extremely rigorous and real. It transformed me into an adaptable and resilient leader. I was never so productive at home, working with teammates from over 3 countries. And, one thing that we do, our secret sauce is that you learn from real entrepreneurs, not professors. And this is very important because sometimes we confuse knowing with doing, and that's not true. You learn from people that have gone to Shark Tank and got on deals. You've learned from people that have exited companies at $1 million valuations. You've learned from teenagers that have launched businesses that go into the millions of users per month. So it's really incredible. We've been around, since 2015, 2016, for several years. So it's really, we really hope you'll join us, and you can go to leangap.org to start your journey. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to ask a Q&A question of everyone. So if you all want to come back on and just share what are the outcomes of your program in the same order that you presented in. We can start with Luv Michael if you want.
Sure, Anna, you just wanted to hear a little bit about the outcomes of our program?
Yes.
A couple things for us because the impact that the volunteers are having on our program is enabling us to hire more autistic individuals from the community. So we have about 15 folks on our waiting list who are getting um, they're going through the process of becoming hires at the company. On the volunteer side, we've been able to give that service award, President's Volunteer Service Award, to just over a dozen or so kids who are really just knocking it out of the park. They're doing events around the country for us. So it's been pretty amazing to see the reach that the kids have, the education that they're getting around autism, and the connections that they're making. And I don't know if I get a chance to mention it, but through the volunteer program, um, we've reached over 200,000 people, educating them about autism acceptance. And so we're really proud of that, and it's all very new for us. So we're bringing on new volunteers each day, and our hope is that we can reach a lot of kids, a lot of families, and bring the community a whole lot closer together.
I think for us, it's very individualized. There are two pathways our students can choose over those 3 weeks. They can go the entrepreneurial route or the social entrepreneurial route. And those that have done entrepreneurial we've had some who've started their own businesses. On the social entrepreneurial side, I think the one that stands out the most to me are students who created what's called a homestead, a sustainable greenhouse, garden, chicken coop. I mean, they're really interesting things. But I don't put limits when I think of outcomes, because for me, I want these students to go on and to continue to develop their products and their ideas.
Oh, it looks like the gentleman from Parachute Bridge is no longer here, so I'll just step in. Our programs have a number of different outcomes. I think the ones I want to highlight the most are an opportunity to develop travel skills, and a huge opportunity for confidence building, just students being able to accomplish this 4-week international program that maybe was totally out of their comfort zone, building community both within the group and out of the group, with the host organizations. And another big one is just learning more about yourself and your goals and what you want to do in the future and how you want to carry this experience forward. And then, of course, if you travel in Latin America, you have the opportunity to pick up language skills in Spanish.
Yeah, and for us, I think I had mentioned, what our outcomes were last year. Did we do a good job? Did we provide an engaging experience for the students? And 92% of the students said that they had an excellent or very, very good experience, which is great, especially that we held it on Zoom last year, and we're going to be holding it again this year. And 100% said that they would recommend it to a friend. And I know that in past years, for students that are interested in applying to the University of Delaware, 74% of the students that have participated have applied, 82% have met the admissions requirements, and almost 60% decided to enroll at UD. So if you are thinking about the University of Delaware as an option, it's definitely one that will help you in your preparation, not just for getting into college, but being successful. And I know plenty of students that maybe have not gone to UD have been successful in their preparation and are doing well and still reach out. So those are some of the things that we're proud of and happy to highlight as our outcomes.
All right, I'm up. Um, so obviously, as a business and entrepreneurship program, uh, you expect to leave with a company, right? And you do. However, we also make sure that we teach something else, something that, after all, going through the frustration and angry moments that everyone that starts a business goes through, they build something called resilience. the ability to pick yourself back up after something that you did that failed. It's very important to note that over 60% of students that go to college drop out on their first year. And it's not because they're dumb or they can't do it. It's just because it's too much. Like a punch of real life at that age, with being like in a high school bubble for the previous 12 years, it's too much. It's too much stress. Usually that's when you start getting your first job as well. So it's definitely something that we try to teach, rather than specific hardcore skills. You live with that with you. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at teenlife.com. So thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye now.